Welcome to True Crime Deep Dive. I am your host, Sherry.
I'm your host, Mark.
Let's dive into it.
Okay, so today we're going deep on this really disturbing case from Oregon. Back in April 2017, the death of Anna Repkina.
Right.
And we've got a super detailed account to dig into here, mostly from this 48 hours transcript.
Right.
It just lays out this incredibly tragic sequence of events.
Yeah, this is a really layered story.
Yeah.
We've got Anna, she was 27,
Okay.
from a really close family in Russia, working at IKEA. And, just like a lot of people hoping to find love.
It's a common hope.
Right, and that hope took her online.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where she met William Hargrove, a 26-year-old from Oregon.
Right, and they hit it off right. At first it seemed like a promising match.
Yeah, they chatted online video calls,
Yeah.
They bonded over music, they exchanged all these messages about their future.
It seemed like a real blossoming romance.
He did.
And, it kind of highlights that hope that people have with online dating.
Right.
Like finding a genuine connection.
Totally.
But it also opens people up to some, serious risks. And this case is just a tragic example of that.
Absolutely. Those early interactions, they
Yeah.
can be so idealized.
Well-
It's like building a fantasy based on just these shared interests and desires.
You're projecting onto the other person.
Exactly. And the distance in online relationships can really accelerate that intimacy.
Oh, for sure.
But it obscures crucial reality.
It hides stuff.
Yeah.
Because when Anna came to the U.S. to marry Will, she discovered he was also involved with someone else.
Right, Michelle Chavez.
Yeah. So the big question we're tackling here is what happened between these three people that led to Anna's death on this remote logging road?
Yeah, and that's what we're diving into with this 48 hours transcript.
Yeah.
It gives us all these intricate details.
It's unsettling.
It is.
So let's start with the grim discovery.
Okay.
So April 17th, 2017, Anna's body's found by a caretaker.
Oh, wow.
Just walking his dog in this secluded logging area
Oh, wow.
outside of Corvallis, Oregon.
Okay.
And it was so isolated that the caretaker wasn't even sure if what he was seeing was real at first.
That's scary.
Yeah, and the remoteness of that location is just striking.
It really makes you wonder about the intentions
Right.
of whoever brought her there.
Yeah, why that spot?
Yeah, and the fact that it was almost an accident that she was found
Right.
just adds another layer to this whole tragedy.
Yeah, okay, so here's this tiny detail that becomes huge later.
Okay.
So at the scene, investigators find some trash. And among it, there's a KFC bag.
Okay.
And inside the bag is a receipt dated April 14th.
Wow. A discarded fast food receipt.
Crazy, right?
Who knew it could be so important?
Huge.
It's a stark reminder that even the most ordinary things
Yeah.
can hold these critical clues.
Totally.
That receipt placed someone at a specific time,
Yeah.
maybe even with a specific purchase.
Right.
And that's what investigators could try to trace.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit
Okay.
and dig into Anna and Will's initial connection.
Okay.
So they met on a Russian social networking site after Anna had ended a long-term relationship.
All right.
And the transcript really emphasizes this wasn't a mail-order bride situation.
Gotcha.
Anna genuinely seemed to be looking for love, a real partnership.
Okay.
They connected on Facebook, almost daily video calls.
Wow.
Really nurtured this online bond through shared interests.
What were they into?
Music, especially.
Cool.
Yeah, now the transcript includes these accounts from Will's friends,
Okay.
Jamie and Joseph,
Okay.
and they described him as having this real gift of gab. Someone who was likable, charismatic,
Oh, yeah.
could easily make people laugh.
All right.
And this charm,
Yeah.
this ability to connect
Yeah.
and create a positive impression.
Right.
That probably played a big part in drawing Anna in,
Makes sense.
and maybe even masking some underlying issues.
Interesting.
And it wasn't just words, right?
Okay.
He sent her flowers
Ah.
all the way from the U.S. to Russia,
Wow.
which must have felt really significant to Anna.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then we learn about Will's background
Okay.
as a Marine
Oh, wow.
and his apparent fascination with all things Russian,
Interesting.
which must have created even more of a connection.
Right, he was interested in her culture.
Exactly.
Coming from someone so far away.
Yeah, and that probably made Will seem really attuned to her background and identity.
Yeah, for sure.
So December 2016, Anna takes a huge step
Okay.
and visits Oregon.
Wow.
And there was this funny mix-up at first.
Oh.
She confused Portland, Maine with Portland, Oregon.
Oh, no.
Ended up in the wrong state.
That's a long trip for nothing.
I know, right?
Wow.
But she eventually makes it to the right, Portland.
Okay, good.
And it seems like their online connection translated into real-world sparks.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was like a whirlwind romance.
Okay.
And within just 10 days, they were engaged.
Wow, that's fast.
I know, right?
Wow.
She goes back to Russia, full of excitement,
Yeah.
planning their future wedding.
That first in-person visit is so critical in online relationships.
Totally.
It's like validating everything
Right.
in an engagement, and all the wedding plans
Yeah.
really show how committed Anna was.
Yeah, she really believed in their future together.
She did.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
There was another woman in Will's life, Michelle Chavez,
Okay.
33 years old, living in Albany, Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
with her husband and 2 kids.
Okay.
They met in 2015 when she was working as a cab driver.
Gotcha.
And her marriage, she said, felt more like a roommate situation. And it seems like Will filled this emotional void for her,
Oh, yeah.
making her feel seen, beautiful, wanted,
Wow.
things she wasn't getting at home.
Yeah, and that just speaks to how vulnerable people can be
I know, right?
in unhappy relationships, and
Yeah.
that allure of validation from somewhere else.
Right, and it can be so easily exploited.
Absolutely.
Michelle's situation shows how people in vulnerable states
Yeah.
can be susceptible to attention and affection,
Right.
even when it's coming from questionable sources.
For sure. And Will seemed really good at identifying and exploiting those vulnerabilities.
Yeah, with both women.
Wow.
And their relationship went pretty far.
Okay.
In 2016, Will rented a room in Michelle's house,
Oh, wow.
the same house she shared with her husband and kids.
Oh, my gosh.
And get this, Michelle gave Will her wedding ring
No way.
as a promise that she would eventually leave her husband.
That's intense.
Right, that's a powerful indicator
Yeah.
of how strong her feelings were for Will
Yeah.
and the level of commitment she was making.
Yeah, it just further tangled this web of relationship.
For sure. Okay, so here's where Will's behavior gets even more manipulative.
Okay.
So even though he was deeply involved with both Anna and Michelle,
Right.
he was still active on dating sites. Yeah, the theory is that he was trying to make Michelle jealous, to pressure her into leaving her husband sooner.
Wow.
Then in March 2017, Anna makes her second trip to Oregon,
Okay.
expecting to get married.
Right.
And during this visit, there's this unbelievably awkward moment.
What happened?
Will introduces Anna to Michelle at Michelle's own house
Oh, my God.
on New Year's Eve.
Are you serious?
Yeah, looking back,
Yeah.
this should have been a huge red flag for Anna
For sure.
about what was really going on with Will.
It's just unbelievable.
I know, right?
It speaks volumes about his control over these women.
Absolutely. So Anna moves to Corvallis.
Okay.
They get an apartment together.
Right.
She's trying to build a life there.
Yeah.
But Will's still splitting his time between her and Michelle.
Oh.
So it's not surprising that Anna started getting suspicious.
Of course.
Right. She noticed his absences
Yeah.
and started reaching out to his friends.
Trying to figure out what was going on.
Exactly. And her instincts were right.
Okay.
Will was living a lie.
Oh, wow.
He claimed to be in the armed forces, which is totally false.
Okay.
And the engagement ring he gave Anna
Yeah.
wasn't his grandmother's, like you said.
Oh,
It
no.
was Michelle's repurposed wedding ring.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, and then Michelle sends Anna a Facebook message,
What?
basically acknowledging that they were both involved with Will.
Oh, my gosh. The deception is incredible.
It's mind-blowing.
Those acts of deception.
Yeah.
They show a pattern of manipulation.
Right.
And this total disregard for these women.
Right.
Giving Anne Michelle's ring with that made-up story. It's just cruel.
So then there's the planned wedding on the Oregon coast.
Okay.
Anna brought her wedding dress from Russia.
Wow.
She's got the ring.
Yeah.
But on the way, Will stops at Walmart to buy their wedding bands.
Okay.
And guess what? He's on the phone with Michelle,
No way.
talking about their relationship.
While he's supposed to be getting ready to marry Anna.
Yeah, they get to the coast.
Okay.
The officiant is a no-show.
Oh, no.
But Will never even arranged for one.
Seriously.
Yeah, he was making fake phone calls to video game stores,
Oh, my God.
pretending to be mad about the officiant not showing up.
That's awful.
The only photo from that day is Anna in her wedding dress at a McDonald's drive-thru.
Oh, my gosh. That's heartbreaking.
It's devastating.
This should have been a huge red flag for Anna.
Right.
Like he was not committed to this.
No, and that failed wedding.
Yeah.
It's just this devastating event for Anna.
It is.
A public humiliation.
Yeah.
Showing Will's deceit. That image of her in her wedding dress at a fast food place.
I know.
It's just a tragic symbol of her shattered dreams.
Yeah. So in April 2017,
Okay.
Michelle finally gives Will an ultimatum.
Oh, wow.
He had to choose between her and Anna
Okay.
by April 19th.
Gotcha.
And the transcript is full of text messages where Michelle's putting all this pressure on him.
Yeah.
At one point, she tells him to fix it.
Oh, wow.
When they asked her about it later, she claims she just meant end things with Anna, not to hurt her.
But that ultimatum really raises the stakes.
It does.
Michelle's demanding a decision.
Right.
Will has to confront this impossible situation he's created.
Yeah, but her claim about fix it
Right.
seems questionable looking back.
Yeah. Okay, so then we get to this crucial piece of evidence.
Okay.
A text message Will sent to Michelle on Saturday, April 15th.
All right.
It says, I will have this permanently fixed by 1800 tomorrow.
6 p.m. on Easter Sunday?
Yeah, that word permanently
Right.
is really unsettling.
It is that text is a smoking gun.
Totally.
It shows his intention to end this love triangle.
Yeah.
In a definitive way.
And by a specific time.
Exactly. And permanently.
It's ominous.
Yeah.
Okay, so Easter Sunday arrives.
Okay.
And Michelle doesn't hear from Will. So she goes to her mom's house,
Yeah.
understandably upset.
Of course.
Meanwhile, Will is dealing with his car insurance being canceled.
Oh, wow.
He's freaking out trying to get an extension.
Okay.
Later that day, he finally calls Michelle
Okay.
with this story.
Yeah.
He'd been out at the coast,
Okay.
almost hit a deer, got a flat tire.
Wow.
He asks her to meet him in an alley.
So this story sounds made up. Like, he's trying to explain his silence
Yeah.
and maybe create a fake alibi
For sure.
for what he was doing that day.
Yeah, they meet at a convenience store in Ely.
Okay.
Will tells Michelle they had a fight,
Okay.
that he said some hurtful things, and that Anna packed her bags and left.
Okay.
Michelle says they drove off together, talked, had make-up sex in his car.
So this version of events makes it seem like Anna left willingly and they were getting back together.
Right. It conveniently explains why Anna's gone.
Yeah, but Will's actions tell a different story. After meeting Michelle, what does he do?
So he goes to Anna's bank account,
Oh, okay.
withdraws $200,
Wow.
then another $600,
Seriously?
deposits $160 of that into his own account.
Wow.
Then he stops at a gas station,
Okay.
hugs an employee,
What?
cries about Anna leaving
No way.
right after stealing her money,
Oh my God.
then calls Progressive to get his car insurance back.
It's like he has no remorse.
It's chilling.
His behavior after meeting Michelle shows his true colors.
Right.
Stealing her money while pretending to be sad?
It's awful.
It shows how manipulative and selfish he is.
Okay, so the very next day, April 17th,
Okay.
Anna's body is found,
Oh, wow.
shot in the back of the head,
Oh my God.
just left on that logging road.
That's horrible.
Investigators find fast food bags, cigarette cartons, and that KFC bag with the receipt.
Right.
Meanwhile, Will's texting, pretending to be worried about Anna. And he's doing these bizarre online searches
Like what?
for time travel.
Time travel?
Yeah, saying he wants to go back to April 16th
Whoa.
to correct a horrible mistake.
He even offered his soul.
I know, it's crazy.
His online activity and that spending spree?
Yeah, buying Legos and video games with Anna's money.
It just screams guilt.
His actions after Anna's death
Yeah.
show a total disconnect from what happened.
Right.
And it really suggests guilt. And that KFC receipt,
Yeah.
it was the key.
How so?
Investigators trace it back to Will's friend, Kevin Thomas,
Okay.
who admitted to lending Will his shotgun.
Oh, wow.
So now Will's linked to the murder weapon.
That KFC receipt was huge.
I know, right? It connected Will to the crime scene
Yeah.
and to the murder weapon.
Through Kevin Thomas.
Yeah. Okay, so police question Will at Michelle's house,
All right.
and he lies.
What does he say?
Says he and Michelle drove to Alley on Easter Sunday,
Okay.
stopped at a market, and then he threw out trash there.
Mm.
Trash that matched what was found at the murder scene.
Of course.
He downplayed his relationship with Anna,
Okay.
even called her psychotic.
Wow.
But then, when they confronted him with the evidence,
Yeah.
he asked for a lawyer.
That says it all.
Right.
His fake alibi.
Yeah.
And trying to make Anna look bad.
It's just more deception.
Yeah, and he knew the evidence was bad.
So Will gets arrested for Anna's murder,
Okay.
and Michelle's brought in for questioning.
Gotcha.
At first, she backs up Will's lies,
Mhm.
but eventually admits she wasn't truthful.
Interesting.
And the transcript says she didn't seem that emotional
Wow.
when they told her about Will's arrest.
That's strange.
Right.
Her lying at first,
Yeah.
and that reaction.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah, like what did she know? Was she involved?
Okay, so later the defense tries to argue
Yeah.
that Michelle killed Anna
Okay.
after coming back from her Easter celebration.
But the evidence didn't really support that.
No, investigators did note some things about Michelle, though.
Like what?
She ended up with Anna's phone,
Okay.
and her cell phone records showed she'd been to the logging road area a month before. But she had explanations for those things.
Right. Those details definitely needed investigating.
Yeah.
But her explanations had to be considered, too, with all the other evidence.
But the forensic evidence against Will was strong.
Okay.
His fingerprint was on Kevin's shotgun,
Wow.
and his cell phone data placed him at the murder site. Between 4:35 and 4:48 p.m. the afternoon, Anna was killed.
Wow.
When Michelle was at her mom's for Easter.
Oh, wow.
And there's security footage from the convenience store.
Okay.
That shows what looks like blood spatter on Will's head.
What?
Before he even met Michelle that day.
That's huge.
I know, it really points to him.
It does the fingerprint on the gun.
Yeah.
The cell phone location.
Yeah.
The potential blood evidence.
Right.
It all puts him there.
And it really undermines the defense's theory about Michelle.
Totally.
And here's a heartbreaking detail.
Okay.
A McDonald's receipt from March 25th.
The day that should have been their wedding.
Yeah, it was found in the trash with Anna's body.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
It's just this stark reminder of what was lost.
He really is.
That McDonald's receipt.
Yeah.
It's a symbol of Anna's shattered hopes
Yeah.
and Will's cruelty. So Will's trial happened in October 2019.
Okay.
Tons of witnesses testified. He was found guilty of Anna's murder.
Wow.
Identity theft. And theft for stealing her money.
Wow.
He got a life sentence.
Okay.
With the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Gotcha.
Michelle really struggled after all this.
Yeah.
And even attempted suicide in June 2018.
That's awful. This case had a huge impact on everyone.
It did.
That guilty verdict gave some justice for Anna.
Right.
But the aftermath shows how far-reaching Will's actions were.
Totally. So when we think about this whole deep dive, it's crucial to remember Anna for who she was.
She deserves that.
Yeah, and the transcript paints her as this sweet, loving, caring person who just wanted a real connection.
Yeah, it's a reminder of the human cost of deception and violence.
Absolutely.
And that we need to remember Anna and the life that was taken.
To wrap up this unsettling story, Anna came to the U.S. for love and marriage.
Yeah.
But got caught in this web of lies.
Right.
And was murdered by the man she was going to marry.
It's so sad.
And the crazy thing is, it was Will's own carelessness. Yeah. That discarded KFC bag, his cell phone data.
Yeah.
That exposed him.
It shows that even small details can unravel the biggest lies.
Yeah, this case highlights how powerful forensic evidence can be.
It does.
And the digital trail we leave.
Right. It's hard to hide the truth.
So this whole case makes you think about relationships.
For sure.
The lies people tell.
Yeah.
And how tiny details can reveal the truth.
It's fascinating.
What do you think Anna's story tells us about online dating? And the damage that jealousy and manipulation can do?
It's a serious reminder to be careful who we trust.
New episodes are going to be released every Tuesday and Friday.
Simple but essential.
Simple but essential information for staying up to date.
Foundational piece of knowledge.
You got it. And with that knowledge, you can engage with our content on your own terms, on your own schedule.
That's the beauty of it.
That's right. So with that in mind, think about this now that you know exactly when to tune in.
Think about the future.
What burning questions do you have out there?
Yeah, what topics are you hoping we'll explore in future deep dives?
What sources are just sitting in your archives, just waiting to be unpacked?
We're ready.
Waiting to have their secrets revealed.
Send them our way.
Send them our way. We're always ready for our next dive.
Always.
Guided by your curiosity.
Yeah.
So until then, keep diving.
Happy listening.
And we'll see you soon.
See you next time.
Take care.
Bye.